All right, but with no further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Brian Van Meter. I'm a marketing manager here at Grandstream Networks. Once again, really appreciate you taking some time out of your day to join us. Today, we're going to be talking about the GWN7660LR and the WP825, two very exciting new devices that are upcoming in our portfolio. Before anyone asks, these devices are going to be coming around about next quarter, Q4 2021. So just real quick overview of the two devices. What are they? The GWN7660LR is a long-range and weatherproof Wi-Fi 6 access point. It's going to be the second Wi-Fi 6 device, I believe, in our Wi-Fi portfolio, and the first Wi-Fi 6 device that is both long-range and weatherproof. The WP825 is something that's been asked about for a while, which is a ruggedized version of our cordless Wi-Fi IP phones that are designed for the mobile users. And the reason why we're presenting these two devices together today is because they actually share a lot of common deployment scenarios, which we'll be talking about a little later towards the tail end of this presentation. But first, let's go ahead and start talking about the GWN7660. This is once again a Wi-Fi 6 access point, and it has a wireless throughput of about 1.77 gigabits per second. This device, of course, will be supporting 2x2x2 dual band MU-MIMO array, which excels at being able to have simultaneous devices all going on during the same time. OFMDA technology as well, which is completely exclusive to Wi-Fi 6, makes managing multiple simultaneous devices and IoT devices a lot easier when it comes to a Wi-Fi 6 access point compared to other models and other devices. The coverage range of this device is staggering up to about 250 meters, so you can really get the most out of your deployment with this device. And it does have IP66 level weatherproof capabilities when deployed vertically. This is definitely an important aspect of this device, which allows you to put it in outdoor spaces and be able to deliver a Wi-Fi connection in more rigorous conditions. Advanced QoS features is another key thing to point out here. It helps ensure real-time performance of low latency applications. Of course, it has enterprise-grade security features. Maintaining a secure connection is very important. And like all of our Wi-Fi access points, it does have an embedded controller which can manage up to 50 local GWN series access points. But of course, it is supported by GWN Cloud, our free cloud service that offers unlimited access point management. We also have GWN Manager, which is our on-premise solution. We'll be talking about these two solutions shortly. But to continue talking about the GWN7660LR access point, why Wi-Fi 6 for those who may not be too familiar with it? As I was mentioning in the earlier technical specs, Wi-Fi 6 does provide an improvement for wireless deployments, especially where many devices are connected to the same network. And this is also true if you have many different devices, different IoT devices that are all competing for the same bandwidth. Wi-Fi 6 also provides an improvement in lower latency and also in a security perspective when it comes to the connection from the user and the access point. So with the GWN7660LR, like I said, it does have OFMDA technology, which is all about maximizing transmission efficiency. So here's just a quick little comparison between a Wi-Fi 5 access point and a Wi-Fi 6 access point. Within a Wi-Fi 5 access point, you can see that the frequency, depending on the kind of package as displayed by the trucks there, tend to get prioritized based on what type of connection they are. so by the Wi-Fi LAN packets. Well, within Wi-Fi 6, these can actually be optimized and bundled together, which allows for a much quicker transmission in a far more efficient handoff between the device, the access point, and then the user, the client device as well. And it also allows the Wi-Fi 6 access point to be able to communicate with multiple devices and more devices all simultaneously. BSS coloring is another important feature to point out when it comes to this Wi-Fi 6 access point. So this helps reduce channel overlap problems that you may have. Without BCC coloring, most access points are just all the networks are seen as the same. And there could be some overlap where access points could have equal or similar single strengths. But with BCC coloring, access points are able to be prioritized automatically based on how they are distanced from each other and by that signal strength. And essentially, this ensures that the connection is handed off when it needs to be and not repeatedly sort of pinged back and forth between access point to access point, providing a more stable connection and a more consistent one. All right, so let's just kind of touch on some of the customization and advanced features of the GWN7660LR. We're going to be talking about both the client configuration side and some of the advanced features. When it comes to client configuration, blacklisting is definitely an important feature. You can prevent specific MAC addresses from connecting to the device. With connection time, you can force timeout of client connections. This ensures that individuals can be only connected to a certain amount of time prior to them being needed to sign out, maybe fill out a captive portal. Again, this could definitely be useful in hotel, education deployments, any area where it's a public Wi-Fi network is offered. Client limits help set maximum capacity of clients on SSIDs. So essentially, this can help optimize having multiple networks running throughout a access point array. And bandwidth rules, of course, are very important, which can all be customized. These are just a variety of rules that can be used to adjust client bandwidth usage. So essentially, to make sure that only specific uses for the device when it comes to download rules. This includes the timeout rules as well. And some of the advanced features with the access point as well. Some beamforming, which allows the access point to focus its wireless signal to clients more efficiently. In this, essentially, once again, helps with the trade-off of information and creates a more efficient Wi-Fi connection between the access point and the clients. Touched on it a little bit, the client configuration, but multiple SSIDs. These are highly customized SSIDs for network flexibility, which is really useful, especially if you want to have specific networks available for, let's say, IoT devices, then maybe laptops, phones, etc. And all these settings can be customized and set to each SSID. This allows you as the installer to deploy the perfect network and customize it depending on what is being utilized and which devices are connected. QoS standards, quality of service standards. This helps prioritize certain network traffic and essentially maintains a stable connection, especially when multiple devices are all kind of competing for bandwidth. And of course, captive portals, which is an important feature when you have public Wi-Fi networks, customized landing pages with various different login features and options. These are all just some of the advanced features available on the GWN7660LR, or will be available. All right, so really quick, some of the management options. GWN Cloud, our management platform. If you're not familiar with it, it's our free cloud management platform for all GWN devices, all of our access points. You can manage entire networks from anywhere using the web browser or our GWN Cloud app for iOS and Android. Once again, this is completely free. So if you're deploying Grandstream access points and not using this, I highly, highly recommend checking it out. Just go to it is just GWN.cloud. It works with all of our Grandstream access points and also provides real-time access point and client monitoring, has integrated statistics, reports, alerts, and helps streamline your network configuration process in an easy-to-use web UI. So yes, you can manage, configure, and troubleshoot your networks, your access points, all from the cloud. Really a huge help for installers. And once again, you can sign up and check that all out at www.gwn.cloud/register if you'd like to just go ahead and jump into making your own account. For deployments that have a little bit more of a security interest, we do have GWN Manager, which I'm not going to go completely through it, but essentially GWN Manager is an on-premise software-based version of GWN Cloud. This just needs to be installed on the local server within the local area network, and then you'd be able to utilize it to manage all access points within the network. And once again, this provides all the same features as GWN Cloud, but just all in a secure local area network. And does have, like I said, bank-grade TLS encryption from end to end. Does have built-in captive portals capabilities, so you wouldn't lose that. And X509 certificate-based authentication. This all helps ensure the security of the network and all the users within it as well. All right, so we're going to start shifting over and talking about our WP825. I'm just going to take a quick sip of coffee here. Okay. So for those who are not familiar with our Grandstream IP phone portfolio offering, we have everything from our GXP series, which is our older generation of business IP phones, our GXV series. What we're going to be talking about a little bit more today are cordless options, which is our DP and WP series, and our GRP series, which is our latest generation of professional essential care grade IP phones. But like I said, we're going to be talking about the newest addition to our WP800 series, which is our series of cordless Wi-Fi IP phones. Our cordless Wi-Fi IP phones essentially provide a portable device that's designed to suit a variety of enterprises and vertical market applications, from retail, logistics, medical, security. The WP825, though, brings a much-needed angle to the deployment, which is a ruggedized version of the Wi-Fi IP phone. So this provides a ruggedized design for intensive deployments. So it really is designed to help stand up against a lot of the wear and tear that many other cordless devices can. So in logistics deployments, factory deployments, anywhere where this device could be banged up against machines, against metal, dropped, etc. It does have IP67 weatherproof rating, which is total dust proof in temporary water immersion between 15 centimeters and 1 meter. It is drop proof up to 2 meters. And otherwise, it does have Wi-Fi and Bluetooth technology, push-to-talk capabilities for rapid communication, which is really important, especially in deployments where you may need to have very quick communication between individuals working upon a floor and moving about. 8-hour talk time and 200-hour standby time, and 2 SIP accounts and 3 soft keys. So with the WP825, some of the features to talk about here, especially, is the seamless Wi-Fi roaming. You can kind of see where we're starting to come and cross with our deployment scenarios here, especially with the GWN7660LR. So it does provide easy roaming from access point to access point, and it is this process is optimized a little bit with our GWN series of access points. However, it does work with absolutely any access point on the market as long as it provides that Wi-Fi connection. But our WP825 also supports advanced roaming protocols. So this is pairwise master key caching, also known as PMK caching, which this eliminates the need to verify and exchange authentication when roaming to a new access point on the same network. So as long as a device is roaming throughout an access point deployment, it can easily hand off between access point to access point without having any issues. And this is also due to opportunistic key caching, which essentially sends a copy of that PMK info from the client device, so from your WP825, to all access points within the network. And of course, the WP825 is optimized to always connect to the access point with the strongest signal, and it will not consistently bounce between multiple access points. So the ruggedized design for the WP825, like I was saying, it really is designed for those more rigorous deployments. So with IP67 rating, it is completely dustproof, and it's also waterproof for temporary immersion in water. It's important to also point out that this device is drop-proof up to about 2 meters. So when this device is being handheld, utilized by an individual, accidentally dropped, maybe knocked off where they were holding it, an edge, anything, hit up against a wall, a container, etc., this device can definitely take the hits, which is definitely important with some more rugged deployment scenarios. So talking about deployment scenarios, like I was saying, these devices, the WP825 and the GWN7660LR, reason why we're presenting them together today is because they actually share a lot of deployment scenarios. The three ones that we want to touch on today, though, are logistics, industry, and education. So your typical logistics deployment, this is usually train yards, warehouses, supply chain type of facilities. But the GWN7660LR in these type of deployment provides a powerful Wi-Fi connection, so this can easily send and go up and down warehouse corridors and spread throughout train yards, ports, etc. While the WP825 is then utilized by crew and staff members down on the floor and on the ground. So together, first, the GWN7660LR has less overall access points, which would be needed for a deployment. This is due to its long-range capabilities and being able to just cover more of an open space and provide an easier handoff with its Wi-Fi 6 capabilities between multiple devices. And this keeps everyone on the ground and everyone working within a facility or a yard connected. The weatherproof capabilities on both of these devices are ideal for more kind of outdoor logistic deployments. So this is your train yards or seaports, for example. And then the ruggedized WP825, like I said, is designed to withstand more rigorous environments, especially logistics environments where you have a lot of people moving around, things getting knocked around, crates getting lifted, in a lot of situations where you may need the WP825 to be able to withstand a few hits occasionally. You would absolutely be able to do that. So industry, talking about more kind of factory deployments. Factories can definitely utilize both the GWN7660LR and the WP825 is ideal kind of deployment scenarios and use cases, but they together can help create a seamless Wi-Fi and communications environment. So the GWN7660LR Wi-Fi 6 OFDMA capabilities and improved MIMO that come with Wi-Fi 6 will both help manage more simultaneous IoT equipment throughout the facility, while also being able to easily connect WP devices along with laptops or any other devices that are being utilized. For the WP825, of course, that ruggedized deployment and ruggedized design is important, but there's also the push-to-talk capabilities with the WP825, similar to all of our other Wi-Fi cordless devices, which can also be set to basically page over loudspeakers. So foremen moving throughout any kind of factory deployment would be able to quickly relay any messages to everyone working within the factory. And last but not least, in education-based deployment, the GWN7660LR can help both staff and students stay productive, while the WP825 can be utilized by facility staff. And the GWN7660LR, this excels at handling multiple wireless devices in areas like study halls, libraries, technology rooms. It's also important to point out that our access points do support those client customizations just to make sure that students are utilizing Wi-Fi for the intended educational purposes on devices, along with providing an additional network, for example, that do not have those limitations for staff and teachers. But in this kind of deployment, the WP825 actually provides a more cost-effective and durable cordless IP phone for anyone moving throughout the education space, so hall monitors, facility crews, and janitorial teams. Okay, so that concludes our presentation today, everyone. So at this point, we're just going to go ahead and jump over to the question and answer, the Q&A section.